Hi, Michael. I'm Ezelle from The Upcoming. Lovely to speak to you. Congratulations on this fantastic series.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it.
So, for those that are perhaps like kind of new to the series or even coming back to it, can you give us a sort of brief introduction as to what kind of Power Book to Go Season 3 is all about? What can viewers expect?
Man, Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3. It's about a lot. Um, it's about, trust, it's about betrayal, it's about perception. It's about a whole lot of things. But obviously leaving off of season two, at the end of season two, they got the big heist complete, at the Mecca's house. They got the ring, they got everything out the way. But one thing that they gotta worry about is Tariq being on the surveillance camera in the building. So moving going into season three, he's obviously, navigating through the world with that in the back of his mind. He has to cover up his tracks. He got to make sure everything is good. And then we got Blanca Rodriguez coming into the picture, and you know how she gets when it comes to the St. Patrick family. She wants to get everybody. So yeah, Tariq, we're starting season three with Tariq. He's kind of in like he has to do a little bit of damage control right now. So definitely some damage control for Tariq season three in the beginning of season three.
And obviously, you've been in this right from the start. So, what kind of has appealed from you from the very start with this character, and what still does? Because obviously, you're still here.
It's crazy. Like in the beginning of Power, the original Power, when I first got the audition, when it was season one, before they even started anything, I got it. I got the call or the email, whatever it was at the time, and it was like it wasn't really too much to the character. I was just like, okay, but I knew 50 Cent. He was producing it, like he was a part of it. So I've been a huge fan of 50 Cent since I was like 7, 8 years old. So once I heard 50 Cent, I was like, yeah, sign me up like instantly. I'm gonna go audition. I'm gonna go whatever, like whatever they need me to do, sign me up. Care how big or small the role is, just get me on there. So yeah, like I took that, and then it just became this. And I honestly did not expect this, not one bit. You asked me what I thought I would be doing on this show, or even what the show would be doing, season one, episode one, I just be like, I have no clue. I didn't expect the show to blow up like this. I didn't expect for my role to become such a big part in the story like it is now. So it's just definitely a blessing. It's just unbelievable still. I still can't believe it.
And I think obviously now you can see your character, Tariq, is like completely central in the series now with everything else kind of unfolding around you. How do you think your character's changed and developed? And kind of what can we see or expect from you in the new chapter as you kind of navigate life after your father's death?
Oh man. It changes a lot. Life changes for Tariq like every season, damn near every episode. He goes through so much, like he goes through so much that changes his character. But um, he's just growing. He's in the beginning of season three, he's with Effie. Their relationship is kind of becoming a lot closer. He's kind of trying to put a lot more trust into the people around him as far as, Braden and Effie. He wants to trust them. He's trying to be a little more giving with his trust. But with them holding one of the biggest secrets from him, that trust is kind of gonna get undermined. So we'll see how that plays out with him. But right now he's just in that damage control mode. Like I said, he's trying to get back on his feet. He's trying to see who the new connect is gonna be. He's trying to get back to making some money now. So yeah, he's locked in right now. He's locked in.
And like you said, obviously, you build that relationship with Effie, your girlfriend, who is played by the actor Alex Lapri. What was it like to kind of work with her and build that relationship on screen? I think in one episode, she sort of described you as Stanfield's Bonnie and Clyde.
I mean, working with Alex is super dope. I feel like our chemistry is like out the roof. We've been working since original Power, so it's just like we've been at it. It's nothing new for us. We like just like on one hand watch the other. Like I know exactly what she's gonna do when it comes to certain scenes. She knows exactly what I'm gonna do when it comes to certain scenes. So we just come together and we just make it work. And I feel like our chemistry is definitely translates onto the screen. And I feel like everything we do is dope, super dope, super dope. So shout out to Alex. She's a great scene partner. Great scene partner.
And I think also what's really interesting about your character is this constant kind of battle between finding a balance between you being a good and decent person and then having to work in this underworld of drugs and gangs to kind of keep yourself afloat. Was that something you hope Tariq's kind of finding out, working out, and feeling at peace with a bit more in this series?
I mean, I would love for him to find some peace with that, but I just feel like it's impossible, in the life that he's living, in the world that he's in, it's impossible to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? He has to do a lot of bad things to stay alive, to stay, surviving. So it's definitely tough. Tariq wants to be a good person. He obviously has those qualities in him, but the life that he's living now, and the way he was brought up, it's kind of hard for him to pull those qualities and show them and put them on display for people, because all he was ever been was lied to. He was always lied to when he was young, and now that he's basically on his own, he doesn't really have anyone to to turn to and really get opinions from, or be like, is this right or wrong? Like, he doesn't have a Kanan. He doesn't really have Tasha like that anymore either. So it's definitely different for him. It's different for him. He's on his own, and he's moving though. He's doing his thing. Doing his thing.
And obviously, like, filming in New York, I mean, how amazing. I mean, were there any kind of standout moments in this series on set, or any kind of challenging times for you with your character?
One thing I would say is the most challenging, especially filming in New York, being that the show is like in winter, but we film for 6 months from January to July. So we be in winter clothes in July, and it be so hot in New York, and we be having thickest jackets, and it's just that is honestly the most challenging for me. Like, that is like, it gets on my it gets on my nerves. Honestly, rather the cold all season. It is what it is. It is. Hopefully we'll get summer in Power one day. It hasn't been summer for 10 years in Power. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully we'll get some summer action.
Yeah, but
Hopefully
then you
we'll
lose
go on
some of
spring
the
break, right?
gritty,
Yeah.
lose some of that grit, don't you, if it starts being the summertime as well, though.
Some sun.
So
Maybe the
what's
people
the
will be a little happier in the show.
can't see that happening. I mean, obviously, the Power Universe is packed full of storylines. What do you think are some of the key themes that play out, and what do you hope viewers will take away from watching it?
Man, there's a lot of things that'll play out. That's one thing. And it's such a hard question to answer, because we filmed this such a long time ago, and it's like nothing is really fresh in my mind. But one thing I would do want the viewers to take away from this season, that perception is real. Perception is real. And you got to be careful what you do with your trust, man. You got to be careful what you do with your trust, because it could hurt you. It could hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see. Tariq can tell you. I can tell you.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for speaking to me. It's been a real pleasure, and good luck with it all. I'm sure everyone will love it as much as I did. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.